Inspiration can come from anywhere, but probably like most of you, my favorite source of inspiration is fabric. The way the texture feels or the way the colors blend together can spark new ideas and ignite my imagination. Recently, I was contacted by Joann Fabrics and Crafts and asked to try a new fabric from their Bauer collection. Bauer was created to inspire, enable, and empower everyone to experience the outdoors and live their adventure. We believe adventure is personal and more than a passing event. It's a way of life. Bauer. I knew I had to create something from this collection that would embody the spirit of adventure while also fitting into my personal style. So I decided to use an older garment as inspiration and recreate a similar jacket using the new Camo Water-Resistant Polyester fabric from the collection. So I wanted to recreate a jacket that I used to wear all the time, and it was a camo jacket. Well, very similar to this. I've decided to use Simplicity 9052, and I also have a photo of, well, the only photo I can find of me wearing the other jacket. I'll put it up. Let me just talk you through kind of some of the things I'm doing with this project, some of the design decisions I've made. Number one, I wanted to use materials that I had here at home. So I got the fabric, I started searching through. I have like a tan colored zipper, which you won't really see because the flap will go over it. And then I'm using white snaps. I have a white drawstring. With the drawstring, I have some of the tan cord stops, and I'm using white plastic snaps. I know that's kind of unusual. I would have gone with black, but white is what I had. However, this is the selvage, and I'll try to do a close-up of the selvage of this fabric. And it has kind of a colored strip and then a white edge, and I'm going to use that as piping just down the front. I think it's going to give it more of kind of a preppy feel with the white snaps, and I think the white is just really fresh. Also, my top stitching, I'm doing white top stitching. I've decided for the internal seams to use a bias tape seam finish. So I cut bias strips. Let's see, let me grab some. I cut bias strips of the fabric I had left over, and this is just the back seam. I played around a little bit, but I'll show you. As I sew the seam, I also incorporate that bias strip, and then I fold it over and top stitch it. So that's from the inside, and then from the outside, you'll just see a top stitch. So I'm just doing the white top stitching on the pocket flaps. I'm really amazed by this fabric. I was a little concerned because it is a polyester, like water resistant. I was worried about melting it and ironing it and interfacing, but it took the interfacing beautifully. It's no problem to iron at all. It's actually sewing like a dream. So that's what I'm working on. I'm just going to keep going. What else do I need to tell you? I guess that's all for now. So just follow along in the process. Sewing the jacket was a labor of love, but also a great learning experience. I hadn't worked with water-resistant fabric before, so I needed to adjust my techniques accordingly. But as I worked, I found myself becoming more and more inspired. Each stitch brought the jacket closer to being finished, and each new detail added to its unique style. It was like watching my creative vision come to life and my old jacket be reborn. As I finished the jacket, I couldn't help but think about how much joy and adventure it would bring me. It was the perfect lightweight jacket to throw on for a quick hike or an outdoor adventure, and it fit perfectly into my personal color palette. Plus, it felt like a true expression of who I am as a person. Using fabric as a source of creative inspiration can be a truly rewarding experience. By taking an older garment and recreating it, Using new fabric and a new pattern, I was able to create a jacket that not only felt like a true expression of my personal style, but also had a deeper meaning. The Camo Water-Resistant Polyester fabric from the Bauer collection with Joann's embodied the spirit of adventure, and by using it as the foundation for my jacket, I was able to channel that same spirit every time I wear it. So next time you're feeling stuck in your creative process, try turning to fabric for inspiration. You never know what idea it might spark.
Come take my hand and see the world around you. The time is right, just let the light surround you. And step by step you feel it coming alive. The feeling deep down inside, and you've got nothing to hide. To reach the top you've gotta keep on moving. Don't let it stop, just gotta keep on moving. I know you're doing your best, you're stepping up from the rest. Just keep on passing the test, and then you gotta climb higher. Climb higher. Let the fire burn brighter. Be stronger, go longer. Climb
So that's it. A huge thanks to Joann Fabrics and Bauer for inviting me along in this adventure. You may have noticed my biggest mistake and disappointment through the whole project was I was sewing so fast that I forgot to add the selvage in as a trim along the front. It would be easy to add later, so I may do that. As always, if you're looking for links for the fabric or for the fabric collection, it's down in the description. There's also a link to my blog where I have more notes that I made as I was sewing with the fabric if you want to know more about that. But that's it. So thanks for following along. Bye everyone.